Let's bring in live now, as promised, Senator Mike Rounds from the great state of South Dakota. Senator, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to visit with you today.
Always great to talk to you. The Senate unanimously passing this resolution today to designate October 14th, I should say, Charlie's birthday, as a national day of remembrance. The Turning Point board today naming his widow the new CEO. And in a letter, the board, sir, said King Solomon wrote in the Bible that mankind is to be tested by God. Your thoughts on this test we're all facing right now and how everyone's rising to the occasion for Charlie, sir?
I think Charlie would have suggested that faith is the name of the game. And as he told many people time and time again, he hoped that what he would be remembered for was his faith. And I think that's the best message that we can continue to send, is that faith is real and it's something that he believed in. And I think that's what he wanted other people to believe in as well. I know in South Dakota, he had a real following. He had people that wanted to listen to him. They loved the way that he approached life. They loved the way that he approached his faith. They liked the fact that he lived his faith. And in South Dakota, that's a really important thing. So I know when I get back there and we talk about it with folks, they come up and they want to know, is that something that we're going to see? Is it going to end? What are they going to do? And where do we go from here? And our message is it shouldn't end here. This is a case of where if you really want to honor Charlie, then follow your faith. Do what he had suggested he wanted others to do.
Absolutely. Good advice indeed. I think the president also has made clear he wants to do something about the hateful rhetoric, some of the violence on the left in particular, and he's now saying he'll designate Antifa as a terror organization, making this announcement on Truth Social, saying, quote, "I will be strongly recommending those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices, sir." Do you support that in terms of the Senate also getting to the root of the financing of some of these far-left groups?
Yeah, look, violence is never the answer. And in the political arena, as I've talked to a number of my colleagues, we have a responsibility here too, and that is to calm the rhetoric and to visit and to send the message that, look, if we're right in the middle of it here, we're right in the center of it, in the middle of what's going on, and if we can sit down with one another and visit and not throw blows, then we have to be able to share that message with our followers and our supporters. When I go back into my state, they want to know, can you work with the folks on the other side of the aisle and so forth? And I realize that they don't see the part that says even in America where we have knockdown dragouts about all sorts of things, funding and how we handle the national defense and even our faith, the one thing that we always have to do if we're going to get anything done is to remember that we are Americans first.
Yes, sir.
And that is something that I think Charlie Kirk tried time and time to say, which was he did it in a spirit that wasn't vicious. He did it in a way that sent the message that it's okay to disagree, but you have to be agreeable as you disagree.
Absolutely. Last thing, the president made a lot of news on his way out of the UK at this news conference saying, number one, that the European allies need to stop buying Russian oil, bring the price down, and you'll cut off Putin's war funding machine. And he also suggested that U.S. troops could return, as you know, to Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. Interesting he made that comment a day before tomorrow when he has a scheduled phone call with the Chinese president. That air base, as you know, strategically very close to China. Your final thought about some of these big national security issues?
Yeah, first of all, we've got over 80 votes in the Senate to place those particular additional sanctions on India and on China. We've got to stop Putin from getting his resources. I'm happy to hear the president make that very, very clear to our allies in Europe that they've got to follow suit with us. The president is absolutely right in that case. And he's also correct, because what President Biden did when we lost the Bagram Air Base, and when he walked away from it, and he walked away from the equipment, and he walked away from the strategic base that we had right there, that was a major mistake. It was never done the way that it was supposed to. I know that President Trump does not like war, but he is absolutely correct when he starts talking about the need for Bagram Air Base to be considered by our forces if we're going to have strategic issues with China.
Absolutely. Some big issues confronting the president and yourself and others in the Senate. Senator Mike Rounds, great state of South Dakota. We always appreciate your insights here at Newsmax. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.